Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I would first like to start off this video by saying I am so very sorry that I just took a break without telling you guys. And I said I had a video out for you guys, but I didn't, and I just had to delete it and try and make a new one. So that was a mistake on my part. I would like to say the reason why I have not been posting is because of school and the fact that I am getting my room fixed up so I can get a desk and a computer in here, and working on getting the money to order a microphone and headphones so that way I can stop filming these videos with my phone, because that's the reason why there's such bad quality in the videos, and I'm sorry for that. So that's gonna happen. And I am actually going to try and fix up the channel a little bit. The name is probably going to stay the same unless you guys want to send in some ideas. Another thing is that I want to change the icon of the channel to something different, because I'm not even gonna lie to you, that is sort of getting old. It is now a year old, so that's gonna go. I'm gonna try and make one, or if you guys want to send in some, I'm working on a Discord server for the channel, and I will, once that's done, I'll put the link in the description of my next video. By the time it's the channel's done, the server's done, you know, and then you guys can submit to me some ideas and I will pick the one that I like the most and use it as an icon. Another thing is that you guys can also submit banners for the channel, so I'll be picking one of those as well. And yeah, so that might be all. This video does have a couple of trigger warnings, which I will mention once the video actually starts, but because I don't want the intro to be too long, even though it's already almost 3 minutes long, that's all, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Before this video is officially to a start, I would like to place in a small trigger warning here for mentions of death and things of that nature. So, without further ado, let's get this video started. You and your boyfriend, sero, Hanta, have been together for almost a year now. And now you guys were about to graduate. You guys were born close to the same day. You guys had been friends for a little over 5 months before you guys officially started dating. The only reason you two got together was because of Mina. Well, that's actually how you guys met. One day, you and Mina were at a sleepover, and then you decided to play a game of truth or dare. Once it landed on your turn, her turn to ask, and your turn to answer, she asked you who you liked. You said sero, and she was erratic. She began saying stuff like your kids would be so cute together, and that made you grow flustered. You told her not to mention that because, well, you were embarrassed by that. You didn't want him to know that you liked him, but one thing you didn't know was that he liked you back. The only person he had ever told was Kirishima. Kirishima then told Bakugo. Bakugo then told Denki. And Denki then told Mina. Then Mina told Jiro. Then the two girls started conspiring on how they would get you on a date. Mina came up with a great idea of first how to find out if you liked him back. Game of truth or dare at a sleepover, just you and her. And, well, Jiro, but she was a no-show. She felt sick and then she went home because she started throwing up. After that night you had told Mina about your crush. She went to Sero and asked him if it was true that he really liked you. Of course, he was a blushing mess and said yes. She then got the great idea to set you two up on a blind date. Mina then told Sero to meet her at the cafe at around 6 p.m. after school ended on a Friday. Mina told you the exact same thing, and then, at that fateful time, on that fateful Friday, you two arrived at the same cafe, the exact same time. Mina, Bakugo, and of course Denki were watching from a bush that was directly across from the cafe. Holy crap, Mina told you to come here too? You said to Sero. He then nodded and opened up the door for you. Yeah, I guess so. Well, now that we're here together, I'm apparently assuming that this was supposed to be a date. A blind date, and of course we then fell for it. You two shared a laugh as you guys walked into the cafe, found a seat, and ordered some coffee and donuts and a couple cupcakes for you since you had a sweet tooth. You were a small, blushing mess because, well, you were sitting with your crush on a date that was set up by Mina. You excused yourself to the bathroom and then texted her asking her what she was thinking. Mina then looked at her phone, then to the two boys, back to her phone, and then replied back. That she replied with, and of course, well, I was just trying to help you. You seemed too scared to ask him out yourself on multiple occasions, though you told me you're going to do it, so I decided to help you. Once you looked at the text, you did a facepalm and chuckled. You texted her back saying, well, I'm here now, might as well not back down. You then walked out, back to Sero, saying that your coffee and donuts had arrived. It would take a few minutes for the cupcakes, since, well, they had to be made already, because someone apparently bought them out. You sat back in your seat and took a sip of your coffee, making small talk with Sero. So, Sero, tell me about yourself. What do you like to do? What music do you like? What's your favorite type of drink, food, stuff like that? You suggested, with a small smile. He looked up from the powdered donut he was eating, and you noticed all the powdered sugar around his mouth. You didn't know that he was a messy eater. That made him all the more cute to you. He swallowed the part of the donut that he was eating and started to talk about himself. How, when he was bored, he would just listen to music, occasionally clean up, go for walks late at night, either train with Bakugo or sit and talk with Hiroshima outside. What about you? What do you like to do? He asked you. You told him how you, in your spare time, enjoyed reading while listening to music, or painting, or occasionally think about your family. When you mentioned the part about thinking about your family, you looked down at your coffee, a small tear rolling down your face. He noticed this and asked you what was wrong, and if he had done something wrong or to trigger you to start crying. Hey, sorry if I said anything to make you upset. No, it's not your fault. I just remembered that, well, I lost my mother due to medical complications, and my father, well, he died because he decided to drink himself to death. By the time we found out that his liver was failing, it was already too late. He was on his deathbed, and it was too late to get an organ donor. You explained that after that, you started to live with your aunt and uncle after they took you in. He nodded and put his hand over yours, looked you in your eyes, and smiled. Hey, if you ever need someone to talk to about this, you can always talk to me. After that date, you and him got together, and you started thinking back a year over then. It was your 1-year anniversary, and you were setting up some stuff to surprise Sarah with. You had bought matching pajamas so you guys can watch a movie, got some popcorn, and, of course, found a movie that you guys both enjoyed. Unsurprisingly, his favorite movie series was, well, Spider-Man. There would be times where you'd walk into the dorm and you'd see him hanging upside down, holding onto tape, and he would just look at you and say, I totally wasn't reenacting being Spider-Man for our next date. You found this quite amusing, chuckled, and gave him a kiss after that. That was something that you never wanted to forget. The times where he'd just be straight out goofy and dumb, and of course, the more memorable moments when you guys had your ups and downs, which wasn't really that often. You guys typically got into fights after, well, something stupid like who took the last donut or the last cookie. Nothing too major or anything. Everyone in school thought you guys were the ideal couple that would be high school sweethearts, have 2 kids, and then be telling the story of how you guys met to your children, and then their children telling their children's children how you guys met. Whenever there was an attack from the League of Villains, you would always be worried that he would be seriously injured and you have to patch him up. So you told him to always be careful and be on the lookout. Whenever you guys trained together, he made sure not to hurt you, even though you could handle it because you had a strong quirk. He still didn't want to risk hurting you because he loved you too much. And well, he drinks his respect lemon juice every day, as one would say. When he actually met your aunt and uncle, he was the sweetest thing. Your uncle didn't really trust him at first because, well, he looked stupid, as your uncle claimed. Your aunt, however, loved him. He was respectful, and that's really all she wanted for you in a boyfriend, was a respectful man. He would hold doors open for you, help you grab stuff from tall counters, make fun of you for being short, of course, and stayed with you whenever you had a nightmare or something. That was one of the many reasons why you loved him. He was always respectful whenever he met your family, and you were always respectful when you met his. His mother loves you, and so does his father. The first time you met his mom, she said some things along the lines of, "Sero, you picked a good one, and she's amazing, and we hope you stay with her forever. Just be sure to treat her right." Once you were done setting up everything for your little movie anniversary date, you heard the door. You quickly changed into your matching PJs you had bought for you and Sero, and waited at the door for him to open it. Once he did, he looked tired. He was sweaty because he had been training with Kirishima again. He gave you a quick kiss on the cheek and looked around, seeing all the little decorations you put up. The popcorn, the blanket fort that you guys so desperately loved to make, and you in the matching PJs you bought the night before. He chuckled and asked what was going on. "Well, I was thinking since this is our 1-year anniversary of us dating, I want to do something special. Not too crazy, but not too boring either. So, what do you think? Do you like it, or no?" He looked around once more and smiled and hugged you. You pushed him away because he was sweaty and you didn't want to ruin the outfit you had bought. He smiled and said he liked it. "Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm guessing got us matching PJs too." You had no shame in saying that you'd buy matching PJs for you and your boyfriend for a little movie date at home. "Yes, and you would be correct, I did. So, go get washed up and go put yours on, sitting on the bed." It took a lot of convincing for Principal Nezzy to put you and Sero in the same dorm room together, but eventually it worked. All you had to do was say that he was your emotional support human. You're not sure how Principal Nezu actually bought that and allowed it, but overall you're pretty sure that he was just tired of hearing you guys beg and plead for that, so he just obliged. Sero went, took a shower, and got the PJs on. Of course, his was Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, and yours was the 2018 Spider-Man costume PJ set. Sero thought you looked pretty cute in it, and got in the little blanket fort you had made, grabbed a bowl of popcorn, and patted a seat next to him. You put your head in his lap, laid down, put a blanket over you guys, and put on the movie. This was something very special for you guys, even if it wasn't too crazy like other couples, and also wasn't too boring. It was something that you guys enjoyed. A movie, cuddling up to each other while eating popcorn. Who could ask for a better anniversary? Surely it wouldn't be Sero. He enjoyed any little time he spent with you, whether it be you guys cuddling on the couch or you helping him study. He enjoyed the little things. When it was your guys' birthday, which you guys decided to share since it was so close to each other, him being only 2 days older than you were, no one really saw the harm in it. But when it was your guys' birthday, he would give you flowers. He would go all out, which made you feel special and like you had to do the same thing in return. He always said that you didn't have to do anything big for him. But one day, when it was his birthday, you decided to surprise him with a surprise party. You got almost everyone in Class 1A to hide in the common rooms after setting it up for his birthday, and asked him to go do some stuff while you guys were setting up. He did, and when he came home, he turned on the lights to the common room since it was kind of dark. and everyone popped out, yelling happy birthday. It startled him a little bit, and then you ran and hugged him from the side. He smiled, gave you a kiss on the lips, and asked if this was your doing. You nodded your head and smiled. I did this all for you, so I hope you like it, because this took a lot of work to do. And it did. It took you guys almost 2 hours just to get the banner up, because Bakugo kept exploding all of them. Even though he appreciated the small things, you sometimes went all out for a lot of things. After the movie was done and over with, you had fallen asleep. He smiled and said thank you in a soft voice. He then picked you up and put you in bed. He got next to you and big spooned you, then fell asleep. The next morning, when you guys woke up, you were brushing your teeth, and then he came up behind you, hugging you, giving you a couple kisses on the back of your neck, which made you giggle. I want to say thank you for what you did yesterday. You know, I appreciate the small things. You didn't have to do all that. You spit out the saliva toothpaste mixture, wiped your mouth, and rinsed your mouth out, then turned to him. I know you appreciate the small things, but this time it's our 1 year. I want to do something that was big, even if it wasn't much but a movie. You gave him a hug and then pushed him out so you could get changed. After you got changed, you went out and saw that he had put on a suit and tie. And just what are you getting dolled up for? Well, because you did something nice for me, let me do something nice for you. Okay, first of all, that was something nice for both of us, mostly you. But never the matter, I was happy with what we did. True enough, maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that I still have a gift in mind for you. So, if you would, my lady, take my hand and let's go. It was weird seeing him in a tux when it wasn't some big festival that you and Class 1A were handling, or if it wasn't some party that someone arranged. You then decided to take his hand and see what he was going on about. While you guys were walking to wherever he was taking you, you looked around and noticed that you were slowly starting to get closer to more fancier restaurants. By the time you got there, it had hit you. He made a reservation at one of the most fanciest places in all of Japan. Oh my god, Sero, you did not have to do this. I know I didn't, but I want you to have a special day. So, I brought us here. Then, I have a bunch of other stuff planned, and at night, we're going to go and chill out in the little field near UA. So, let's go inside, eat, and go do everything else. And you guys did exactly that. The food was nice, and so was the service. The rest of the day, you guys mostly walked around. Occasionally, you going into pet stores and seeing what pets you could pick out just for Sero to say no to. And by the end of the day, he took you to the field as promised. Once you guys sat down on a nice blanket that he had set up already, he did something unexpected. First, he looked at you, held your hand, then had you stand up. And then you saw some of your classmates walking out and surrounding you guys. Then, fireworks started to shoot off, and some of them started to form the words, "Will you marry me?" This surprised you and thought that it was just something for someone else. After looking back down at Sero, who was now down on one knee, wielding a ring box, you realized that it was for you. You covered your mouth in happiness. Listener, I know we've only been together a year, but it feels like we've been together for so much longer. And I know we'll be graduating in just a few weeks, but I wanted to do this now because I wanted this to be special. Listener, will you make me the happiest man on earth and marry me? I want to spend the rest of my days with you. You pulled him up, hugged him, gave him a long kiss, and said yes. Everyone around you cheered, clapping their hands, and then Mina ran and hugged you. See? I told you. I knew what I was doing. You technically didn't say that, but I'll take it. Thank you so much for doing all of this. Just being the best friend that I can be? Yeah, you're welcome. You rolled your eyes and hugged her one more time, and then turned to Sero, hugging him again and giving him another kiss. A few weeks later, you guys graduated, and then only a couple months after that, it was the wedding. While getting ready, you felt extremely nervous. Mina was next to you doing your hair while Jiro did your makeup. Okay, I know it's normal to be nervous right before you tie the knot with someone, but are you supposed to be this nervous to where it feels like there's so many butterflies in your stomach that you're about to lift out of your chair? Mina chuckled and had you look at her. Yes, it is so normal to be this nervous. You're about to get married to your high school sweetheart. Of course, it's normal to be this nervous. So try and take some deep breaths, calm down, because you got this. Those words said from Mina made you smile. You took a few deep breaths, and then soon you found yourself at the end of the aisle, about to walk down, with Aizawa at your side. Your uncle couldn't make it as, well, he was in the hospital, sick. Your aunt was with him, but you did tell her that you would send a video. You and Aizawa started to walk down the aisle, and then soon you were in front of Sero. You moved your veil, and the pastor started reading off the words. Do you, Sero Hanta, take listener to be your lawfully wedded wife? He said. I do, Sero replied. The pastor then said the same thing to you. You also said, I do. By the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Sero then pulled you into a deep, long kiss before pulling away and seeing everyone cheer and whoop for you guys. You never thought it would be possible for someone to marry their high school sweetheart. You always thought that happened in movies and fairy tales and whatnot. Never thought it would happen to you. It was different, but it felt nice to finally have the knot tied between you guys. And then afterwards, after the wedding, you guys went home, took a shower, and then, well, you guys had a fun night together. If you could change anything about how you met him or how the marriage went, well, you really couldn't. It was one of the most beautiful things to ever happen to anyone, especially you. You just wish your parents could have seen it, but unfortunately they couldn't. At least not alive, that is. You knew that they were looking down at you from heaven and smiling, saying that you made them proud. Well, what more could you ask for? You now have the most wonderful husband ever. And you guys eventually started a family, had 2 beautiful baby girls, and you guys finally decided to settle down for a little bit. What more could you ask for? Well, nothing really. You had everything you ever wanted. That's all you ever needed. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. This took a lot of, planning to make. I started filming this at around 12:27 in the morning, and it is now 1:40 in the morning, so I am very tired. So again, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and leave a like and leave a comment. And if you liked it a lot and you're new to the channel, subscribe. Good night, my lovelies. I hope you have a wonderful night or day.